Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky, fredmccoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great evening.
I'm going to try not to read out of this. I'm going to try to just do it verbatim, and Sheila will help me, of course, because she'd done read the story earlier. And we're still on this, the pig trial. We're still on this gentleman that said that this person wrote it, that person copied him, this person added this, and but yet says that the story was made up, that there was never a pig trial. Well, once again, we beg to differ.
Right.
We beg to differ. Again, this was Sam McCoy that was there, living in that day.
That's right.
And knows all about it. And without going over the entire story, Sam says that Randall was missing some of his hogs, and he had Hint Scott and another Scott,
His brother.
Yeah, his brother, to come and to well, they had castrated some hogs, and the hogs had broke out of the pen and were running loose, and he was trying to track the hogs down in the snow. And he run up onto where some hogs were, or had been, and then he looks and there's footprints guiding the hogs out of the mountain. And he starts following that, and he follows it to Stafford's house. Tom Stafford. And he calls Tom out of the house, and he says, Tom, what are you doing with my hogs out there in the pen? And Tom said, are them your hogs, Uncle Randall? He said, I run up on them when I was gathering in my hogs, and I didn't know whose they were. And he says, yeah, they're mine. I've been looking for them. And he says, it's too late this evening for me to take them home. I'll come back tomorrow with the boys, and we'll get the hogs and take them home. And he said, okay, see you tomorrow. Says that Randall no more than left. That evening, Floyd Hatfield shows up. Floyd Hatfield says, those are my hogs.
Yeah.
I can prove they're mine. And he says, them's Randall's hogs. And he says, no, they're mine. And he said, well, there'll be trouble over this if you take them. And Floyd said, well, I'm taking them. So Floyd takes them back across the river. Floyd says that they come across the river when the river had froze over. They come over on the ice. He takes them back with him. Randall shows back up the next day with his son, Jim McCoy. Remember, the peacemaker, according to William Keith Hatfield, that he put on that marker up there, the peacemaker. Remember that remark. He comes back with Jim McCoy the next day to get his pigs, and Stafford tells him, Floyd Hatfield come and got your pigs. Now, says in here that Stafford was a justice of the peace also in that area, but it also says that him and Floyd Hatfield was married to sisters.
Yep.
So that was actually Stafford's brother-in-law. Randall goes to justice of the peace and gets a what they call that back then, a order to get his pigs back, and he takes a warrant for Floyd Hatfield, of course. Now, they have the pig trial, and you know, I'd heard this years ago. Everybody just automatically assumes and goes with the Hatfield story. Hatfield's story is that Hatfields won the trial, all this and that. And you know, I remember when this gentleman got this document, we talked about in another video, he told me in that document, the court case of the pig trial that he saw, he said, Fred, if I'm not mistaken, in that pig trial, it said Randall McCoy had won that case. He won the pigs. And, but again, you sometimes you go with what the story's been for years and years and so forth. But actually, Jim McCoy, or Sam McCoy rather, Sam McCoy, who was there, who was living, alive and well, who attended the trial, who was there, says that Randall McCoy won the pigs and the pigs was returned to him. Now, that's what Sam McCoy says in his book. None of that was put in the other. The other story I was reading yesterday, it says that Sam McCoy acknowledged that there was a trial of some sort.
It was vague.
Yeah, real vague. Sam McCoy acknowledged there was a trial. Well, that trial just so happened to be the famous hog trial that, anyway. Let's move on. You know another story right over in here, that's page 8 and 9. And on page 10, it says that
after the trial?
yeah, it was after the trial. It was talking about Johnsey, when they took Johnsey serving the warrants on him. Jim McCoy and Tolbert, Pike County Deputy Sheriff. And says Jim McCoy that Devil Anse had made all of them get down on their knees and beg to live. Devil Anse wanted to kill them all.
He wanted them all to.
And Good Elias wouldn't allow it.
Right.
And said Jim McCoy would not get down on his knees. He refused. And said he pulled his pistol, same time Devil Anse pulled his, so they're holding pistols on each other. And says Good Elias, now this is Jim McCoy, or Sam McCoy rather. Sam McCoy says that Good Elias walked over there in front.
In between the two
men. Thank you, Sheila. And said they were at a standoff. They were at a standstill. And Good Elias stepped in between them and wouldn't let them shoot each other. This was Jim McCoy.
Yeah. They say that the gentleman said he was the peacemaker.
The peacemaker. On that thing it says he was the peacemaker. He had his gun on Devil Anse and Devil Anse had his gun on him. Devil Anse told him to get on the ground and beg. The rest of them did.
Yeah.
The rest of them got down and begged for their lives or whatever he made them do. You know, when a man's got a gun on you, holding it on you, I guess that's the choice you got. And Devil Anse and Cap, if Devil Anse had a crowd with him where he felt safe, he was a big man. He might have thought he was 6'4" at that time, but sad situation, you know, and it's just like Jim McCoy told that reporter when he come to him, as long as I got a breath in me, I'll never forgive them, and not until justice is done for what they done to
dead.
What they done to them and theirs, done to his family. So again, that's why I get so aggravated when I see Peacemaker and things like that. When you read, and you know, over the years, like I said, Sheila and I have read every one of these, but that's a good book. We're not going to harp on it. We're not going to go over the all the stuff in it, but it once again it shows how sideways, how somebody we talked about last night, how somebody can steer you in a certain direction or tell you certain parts of the story and make you believe that, oh wait, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. It's a bunch of bullshit. And that's what it is. That's what it is, people. It's a bunch of bull. I don't know why. I don't know why they do it. I really don't, because, you know, researching the feud is fun. Finding the truth is fun. Why do we have to prove one way or the other? Who cares 150 years later? You know, all you got to do is read T.C. Crawford's book. Devil Anse was a liar, a murderer and liar. He insults Cap and Devil Anse. He knew. He met these guys. He could tell from their demeanor. He could tell from talking to them. They was boosters. Devil Anse was the head of his household. He had everybody else with his thumbnail on him. He was like a domestic violence person, working a police officer for 40 years. I've seen those people. And Devil Anse reminds me of somebody that tells his wife, sit down over there and shut up. Serve me the food when we get ready. Do this, do that. That's what T.C. Crawford, in his own language, described Devil Anse as. He said Cap didn't have a redeeming quality. He was just mean. But why people to this day and time still wants to change stories, and anybody that's got $500 can write a book. You write your book, you write books all day long. And you can tell. Why wouldn't you rather write the truth? Why wouldn't you rather tell what happened and research it and tell the truth? As a police officer for 40 years, it's a whole lot more fun to investigate something and find something that somebody else, Sheila and I a while ago looking over this that I hadn't seen in 10 or 12 years, and starts, everything we read last night, and I was reeled in. I'm sorry to say, I'm getting old and stupid because I was reeled in. I was reading this guy's reports and his stories, and where they said this is a dear friend of this page and he contributes, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he's got something there. And I started reading and I thought, wow, okay. I was reading bullshit. I was reading lies. Okay, I see you making a face back there. I was reading a crock of hogwash.
There you go.
Hogwash.
Sounds better.
And it had me as a researcher and an investigator and a detective and a cop. I thought I was reading, some of it I thought was true.
Yeah.
No, it's not true. It's not true. He was telling you enough to reel you in and putting enough truth with it to make you think. Guys, be careful who you listen to. If you're into the feud, now if you just want to hear some good stories, listen, there's a whole lot better storytellers out there than Sheila and I.
Oh, yeah.
Whole lot better storytellers. And you know one thing about it, a lie sells better than the truth.
And that's sad.
It's sad, but a lie sells better. You can write a book of lies and it'll sell. But a book of the truth, you can't give it away. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry to go on because I'm speaking what we feel with our research and with some of the things that we've done over the years and stories that we've covered. I'm speaking from the heart. I'm telling you, this is, if you're a true Hatfield McCoy historian or love the Hatfield McCoy history and you love Hatfield McCoy truth, research it. You can't go to these Facebook pages and take what they say as the truth.
Yeah.
You can't even go to books and take what they say as the truth. But I'm going to tell you what I'd rather believe. I'd rather believe a man
Who lived
that
it.
wrote a book and was there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather believe T.C. Crawford that interviewed the people. I'd rather believe people like that than I would Altina Waller, who wanted to write a book so bad that she didn't even know Randall McCoy ever served in the Civil War. Lisa Alter didn't know. I found all kinds of family members that served, but I can't find nothing where Randall McCoy ever served for the Confederate or the Union. Either one of them I can't find. Really? We got documents all over the wall down there.
Yeah.
If you can find Uriah McCoy or Devil Anse Hatfield, Randall McCoy's in the same unit. Tom Dodson, he writes stuff that's, I ain't going to say it, but he writes not the truth. And I don't know why. I'm getting a thumbs up back there for not saying what I wanted to say.
Good job.
I don't know why.
Well, like you said earlier.
Intelligent man.
Yeah.
Why do you dislike? I dislike Devil Anse Hatfield. Devil Anse Hatfield was a murderer, a thief, a bushwhacker, anything you could be. Randall McCoy, and I'm more relation to Preacher Anse Hatfield than I am Randall McCoy, even though I've got McCoy name. So I'm not taking up for the McCoys. But it seems like Tom Dodson wants to dog Randall McCoy at all costs, and I don't know why. We're going to cover another story here in a minute that originated with him. And I don't know why it would be so hard just to tell the truth. Could have been probably could have had one of the best books that's ever been written because he's an intelligent, smart, spelling's correct, grammar's correct, punctuation's correct, vocabulary, everything that Sheila and I are short on.
Yeah.
We're good investigators. We're good at telling the truth. We're not the best writers. You have to read it with a touch of hillbilly.
That's all right.
That's what a man told me one time. So, but we're going to close this video out. We're going to do another one. And as you follow along, guys, if you can't tell what Sheila and I are trying to do by now, then, I don't know why you watch our videos, because we're trying to inform you for years to come. We want you to know the truth for years to come. or we wouldn't take the time and the effort
That's right.
to tell you these stories. Thanks for joining us. Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky. FredMcCoy.com. Guys, go to FredMcCoy.com. We get a lot of calls wanting to know if we're open. Are you open this Saturday? Are you open? Are you doing it? We're not right now. We're not open right now. We're busy doing some other things.
Mm-hmm.
And we won't be open again till spring.
Right.
There's a chance that we may be, when we open back up, we may be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. You know, there's an old saying, location, location, location. And with the amount of people that Gatlinburg has, and with the show and the exhibits that we have, that people would love to see, that travels to come and see us, even when we're at Renfro Valley,
Mm-hmm.
if they travel that far or this far, imagine the people that's already in Gatlinburg. So we're working on something else. We'll be open next spring. We'll either be open here or in Gatlinburg, but we'll be open. Thanks. See you next time.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.